When we're teaching our dogs how to walk nicely on a loose leash, it can be one of the more challenging behaviors that we teach our dogs. It's important that we teach them that loose leash walking though, so that we can enjoy a nice stroll with our dog. Hi, I'm Jamie Popper. Welcome to Kong Classroom. Our dogs are naturally going to sit and lay down throughout their lives, and it's pretty easy to teach them to do that on cue. But when we put a leash on our dog and a harness, and we tell them to walk nicely next to us, no more than 4 to 6 feet in front of us, and speed up when we speed up, turn left when we turn left, turn right when we turn right. This is such a concept for our dogs to learn that they don't naturally do in their own environment. But we've got a few tips in order to help you have success when working on teaching your dog loose leash walking. Take a look at the equipment that you're using. We recommend using a harness that's not restrictive, meaning that your dog is able to walk with full freedom of movement in their forelimbs. And you can also use a collar if your dog is doing well on that. And then you also want to make sure that you have a fixed length leash. Try saying that 6 times fast. Fixed length leash. What we mean by that is we don't want to use a leash that could get longer or shorter depending on if our dog is pulling. So something like a retractable leash, for example. We want to use a fixed length leash so that we can communicate to our dog how far away they are allowed to walk when we are working with our dog on this. And finally, we also want to utilize a treat pouch so that we can have some training treats at the ready to reward our dog for their efforts. You can find some of these recommended products below. When we're teaching our dogs to walk nicely on a loose leash, we want to start off by giving them a high rate of reinforcement. What that means is just giving our dogs treats almost every step of the way. So a high rate would just mean giving treat after treat after treat after treat. Now you can start off by utilizing your dog's kibble if they will work for that. Schedule your walks around their meal times so that you can give them basically their dinner while you're taking them for a walk. What we're doing is we're rewarding our dog or reinforcing our dog for the behaviors that we're looking for. We're rewarding them for being right next to our side, walking on a loose leash with us. Another way that you can give a high rate of reinforcement though, if you have a dog that is maybe a little bit more easily distractible, is by using peanut butter on a spoon. So Kong makes this awesome spray cheese stuff, and they also make peanut butter inside of a tube. You can just put a little bit of that onto a spoon, or if your dog's comfortable with it, they can eat it directly from the tube. And what that allows you to do is give them a high rate of reinforcement without having a whole bunch of treats that you have to handle. One of the other things I like to do is teach my dog how to do a nose touch. What we're looking for there is our dog is going to reorient towards us when we put our hand out to the side, and they'll touch their nose to our hand. What that allows me to do is get my dog into that loose leash walking position and re-engage him in the loose leash walking game with me without using a food lure or having to beg or bribe him to get back next to me. If you haven't already taught your dog how to do a nose touch, check out the additional resources linked below. Loose leash walking can be one of the more challenging behaviors to teach our dogs, but with a little bit of patience and a lot of practice, you're sure to have success with your dog. I'm Jamie Popper. Thanks for joining us in Kong Classroom.